Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Kendall Brickley Brown. So misinformation, it has the habit of traveling a lot faster than the actual truth when it comes to this monkeypox virus. There's a lot of stigma that's going on. I would say I had the pleasure of speaking with several people behind the scenes that aren't out publicly as far as their diagnosis, but I have had the pleasure of speaking with several of them, just talking to them, seeing how they're doing, seeing how they're feeling, talking about what they're going through, you know, how it's been since they contracted the virus, etc., etc. So with that said, I'm going to give you a little backstory concerning me. You all know that I have always been an advocate. I live my life pretty open. I'm an open book. Transparency is my thing. There's nothing that you can say about me that I can't say about myself. So all of the negative comments and all of that craziness, it ain't gonna work over here. So you might as well save your time, okay? Don't even waste your time trying to come over here and read and do all this extra stuff, because I really don't care. It is what it is. So today, yes, I did test positive for monkeypox. I didn't get the test today. I got the test actually on August 1st, which was Monday. But today my results did come back. It took a total of 5 days. Which is a bit extensive, but hey, I got my results. The process for me getting tested is a whole nother story in itself. But last Wednesday, which was July 27th, I believe, I noticed that I had a small little, what looked like a little pimple. I thought initially that it was a mosquito bite, because I was out in a wooded area, and typically when I do go to that particular residence, I do get bit by a few mosquitoes. So, but me, just being me, knowing that we have all of this stuff that's going around right now, like I was like, okay, hey, let's see what it is. You know, if it doesn't disappear, or it, you know, if it's giving me problems by the weekend, then when I go to my appointment on Monday morning, I'm definitely gonna let my primary care physician know what's going on, and we gonna see what's up, because I'm not gonna sit around and wait for something to happen. I like to be proactive in my health. I believe in preventative health. I believe in if something's wrong, if your body's speaking to you, you go to the doctor. You know, I understand that some people don't have health insurance and don't have the luxury of just being able to call up their primary care physician, but they have the health department and several other places that you can go and receive treatment for free. It's for the free. Okay. All right. So again, I saw my first what they call pustules on last Wednesday, and again, I didn't know that it was an actual pustule, but it came around like Saturday, and it started to just itch, and then I noticed a couple more. Two of them were on my hand area. The first one was this one right here, and the one right here were the first two that I noticed, and then later on I noticed that I had one like right smack dab in the crack of my ass. You know, hey, it is what it is. I'm just gonna tell you the truth and let you know what my experiences have been, and hope that my experience will help someone to get through this a little easier. I have done a lot of research. Most of you that know me know that I am an overachiever when it comes to researching and learning and knowing what, you know, the hell is going on. So I went to the doctor on Monday. Initially I was just going to get some lab work done and things, and it took me by surprise, because when I went in, the first thing that I told him, I was like, hey, y'all do monkeypox testing? And she was like, yes, we do testing, but you have to be on the list. And we, you know, she was like, well, we're booked up today, so no, you're not going to be able to get a test. I was like, ma'am, I believe I have symptoms of the monkeypox, like, so I need to get a test. She was like, well, that's the lady that does the test right now, but she's the only one that's here, and yeah, it's probably not gonna happen because we all booked up. So I'm just like, oh my god, like I need to get this checked. I need to know what's going on with me. So I was like, well, how do I get on the list? She was like, well, I think you go to the website. What website? The health department. So I, of course, had already been to the health department website and knew that there was no information concerning how you actually got an appointment or the line. At that particular point in time, prior to me going there, I had already called every number that the health department had to offer. I did that on Friday. but no one ever answered the phone. So I made it a vow that on Monday morning when I went to my appointment, I was gonna go ahead and get tested, not knowing that they only had a certain amount of slots for testing. So here's what happened. They were already backed up, and it was just a bunch of stuff going on. It was a catastrophic, epic fail, if you ask me. Just the logistics behind the testing, the vaccination. There were several people that came through for vaccinations, did not know that they were actually charging an administrative fee for you to receive the vaccine, even though the vaccine is free. So that had a couple hiccups. You had a couple people who got irate, and a couple scenes were made. So that kind of slowed up the process and everything. And because I guess of their short staffing, there were several instances where the receptionist and those who were actually triaging patients were forgetting to, call people, or I guess whatever automated system they have to let them know what number they were on or what person they were on, it was down. So it was just all types of crazy. Long story short, I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to get my labs done. Me knowing that is not what I came there for, and that I was going to do everything that I could to leave there being tested. So approximately 4.5 hours later, after waiting, I went back up and I'm like, hey, what's going on? They was like, oh, you haven't been called yet? Let me see what's going on. Oh, I thought that they had already called you back. You haven't been registered yet? No, I haven't been registered yet. So I went to the registration desk finally, was able to get registered in, and then they finally called my number to come back. This is like 4.5 hours after I had already been there. So the moment that I got back, they took me back and they were getting ready to take me to the lab where they actually draw your blood and do all of that stuff. Immediately, I was just like, nope, I don't need to be around all of those people. Oh, let me back up just a bit, because when I came in and I told her that I had the monkeypox symptoms or whatever, instead of her isolating me or, taking it serious, she was just like, okay, well, just take this, fill it out, or whatever. There was no type of distancing in terms of, or no precautions or anything that were taken, but I did go making my own precautions. I went with my big Lysol can or whatever, so I was spraying stuff down or whatever before I sat down, and when I got up, I was spraying stuff down again. So these people looking at me like, oh my God, he's just doing too much. Like, child, if you're gonna get COVID, you're gonna get COVID. You're gonna get monkeypox, you're gonna get monkeypox. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're looking at me, and I'm like, well, little do y'all know, I ain't doing this for me. I'm doing this for y'all, because I already know I got symptoms. Okay? So I went from that particular point or whatever. I finally got to the back, and they were proceeding to take me back to the lab, and I saw my doctor or whatever. That was my intention anyways. Once I got back to the back, I already knew what I was gonna do. So I went rogue and I dipped off from the nurse or whatever. I went to my doctor. I was like, hey doc, she's like, hey, how are you doing? How you feeling? I was like, yeah, about that. So look, she's like, uh-huh. I was like, yeah, I think I got the monkeypox or whatever. So she was like, well, okay, well, yeah, we don't need to take you back there to do labs then. She was like, I'm gonna put you over here in this room. So she immediately start thinking the precautionary steps, etc. And she put me in a room by myself. She left me in there a whole hour, but she did come back to get me or whatever. When she came back to get me, she did do the labs. She also did do the whole, she did a culture of one of the pustules, and then she just swabbed another one. So one of them she actually had to lance with the needle or whatever, but I found out from the CDC's website that wasn't necessary. All they had to do was rub the Q-tips across the actual pustules, and that they would be able to get enough DNA from the actual pustule to test for the monkeypox. All right, so yeah, they let me know, oh yeah, then we need you to go home and quarantine and do all of this. So I already figured they were gonna have me quarantine. I had already been doing somewhat of a quarantine, with the exception of I think that Saturday, I went, was it that Friday? It was a Friday or Saturday. I went and I did all of my grocery shopping. I went and got all of the supplies that I thought I would need in the event that I did test positive. Did not know it was going to take 5 whole days for me to get my test. Nevertheless, I was tested. I did go into a quarantine. And on this morning, they contacted me to let me know that I had tested positive. I know everybody's trying to figure out how, but how did you get it? How did you get it? I honestly don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been around here being no nasty slut. If I was, I would tell you I am some type of nasty, you know. But I ain't been out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I've been to a few events. I've been to work. I've been driving Uber. I've been doing Uber Eats, DoorDash, all of that type of stuff in addition. You know, so God only knows where I contracted it. You can get it from touching things that other people have already touched that are positive. If they've contaminated it, then guess what? It's contaminated or whatever. So this whole thing where people are saying that it is a sexually transmitted disease, that is a lie. It is not sexually transmitted. As far as we know. Now, we already know from our experience with COVID that the CDC will say one thing one day, and then as research and science comes in, the more information they get, the more they're able to give us, information that's accurate or more accurate pertaining to whatever variant of the virus that we're dealing with at that particular point in time. So, I don't know how I got it. I really don't. But I do know that about 2 weeks prior to that Wednesday, I was at a birthday party, in addition to a couple of other events. So I don't know. It is possible to pass it through saliva, and that is only if the person has pustules in their mouth. So y'all be careful with sharing blunts. That could be potentially how I contracted it. Don't know. I don't have any pustules in my mouth, thank God. I have very few pustules on my body. It's less than 20. I have probably about 26 bandages on me now, covering the pustules or the pox, and that's just so that I don't mess with them. But I pretty much did that to every bump, every pimple, every mosquito bite, anything that looks like anything. I'm covering it with the Band-Aid or whatever, just for my own safety and my own sanity, because touching them, rubbing them, scratching them, messing with them, that contaminates your hands and it causes it to spread to other portions of your body. So if you scratching your arm that has a pustule on it, and then you go scratching your eye and your face, don't be surprised if you get them in your eyes and in your face or whatever. So I've been fortunate enough not to have a bunch of them in my face. And you see these bandages that are actually on my face. These aren't all pustules. Some of them are like the little ingrown hairs that I get all the time, but as a safeguard, so that I'm not scratching them and picking them and they end up being pox, like, I'm just putting bandages on everything. So that's one of the recommendations that I have for anyone who is dealing with this right now. Please, do not scratch them, do not mess with them. To keep you from doing that, I recommend you getting you some waterproof bandages. These are the ones that I got. I got these from Walgreens. I actually ran out of the ones that I had. Hang on, there we go. I ran out of the ones that I had, so I used Instacart to order some more. There they are right there. There's the other side of the box. But these are 360 seal around the pads, and they are waterproof. So I can still wash my hands. Like if I want to hop in the shower, they're not going to come off. But yeah, so that's that. What else can I tell y'all right now? I know that so many people are going to have questions for me, and I intend to answer all of those questions in a more formal setting. I have a few other people who have had the Monkey Pox Experience that I'm going to team up with, and we're just going to do some lives and some interviews just to kind of, let you all know what's going on with us and how we're progressing through it. I can honestly say that compared to what I'm hearing from some of the other people, my case is mild. And I know that's because I did my research ahead of time or whatever. Knowledge is power, y'all. Like when you know better, you do better. And when you have the information that you need to be able to make it through things like this or whatever, it's going to make your life a lot easier. So I plan on facilitating that need, putting out the proper information, giving you all my experience, letting you know what I'm doing, what I've done, that has helped me get to this particular point. I'm at day 9 and I haven't seen any additional pox today. I haven't had any additional pustules that have come up since 2 days ago, since day 7. So according to the experience of others, they usually stopped producing pox around day 6, day 7. So I think I dodged the bullet, y'all. It's a blessing, I mean, I was definitely concerned about, getting them in my face and in my hair. Y'all know how I am about my hair, inches. But yeah, so that's pretty much that on that. I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer. If you have any questions, please feel free to inbox me. I've also built a website and a Facebook page as well as a support group. If you are a person who is battling the monkeypox virus right now and you need somebody to talk to, y'all hit me up, inbox me. You can call me. I'm not gonna tell your business to nobody. That ain't none of my business or whatever. But like during this time, I've had to talk some people off of ledges. I've literally talked to some people who were what damn near suicidal and just didn't know how they was gonna make it to the next day, and I was able to give them a few pointers and a few tips, that helped them to, carry on just a little while longer and to hold on. So that's what I want to be in this particular time. I'm not worried about nobody talking about me. My close friends and family, they already know. I made them aware prior to me even getting my actual diagnosis. So like I said, it is what it is. And what makes me so crazy is the fact that when I was preaching COVID, and telling y'all to stay inside and all this other stuff, y'all was just like, oh, whatever. Y'all was still outside. Some of y'all that had COVID 4-5 times. You don't care about a disease that could potentially kill you. But when it comes to the monkeypox, because y'all think it's gonna make y'all bang asses ugly, you're concerned. You know what I mean? I don't want to use fear tactics to scare you into being safe. Like, I would like to provide you all with information that will help you to get through it in the event that you do contract it, because anyone can catch it. Let me say that again. Anyone can catch it. There's a girl here in Atlanta. She's not a part of the gay community. But she got it from working at a gas station. Giving somebody back their change. Apparently they had a pustule on their hand or something. It was on the money. There you go. Now she got pustules all in her face, all in her hands. So again, anyone can catch the monkey virus. The monkeypox virus. It is not a gay virus. It is not a gay virus. It is not a gay virus. I don't know how many times I can say that. Any of y'all can get it. As simple as that, okay? All right, that's all I'm gonna say for today. I did build a website just to let you all know. But there's a Facebook page that's already up. And a support group for those, again, who have contracted it and want some additional resources and would like to be in the community amongst people who are experiencing it, that they can kind of, throw some questions back and forth to, all of that good stuff. That Facebook page is facebook.com/boxthepox. So if you go on Facebook and you type in box the pox, BOXTHEPOX, you'll see the Facebook group come up. If you're interested in joining the support group that I have on Facebook, it is private. But if you inbox me, I will give you that particular information so that you can join that group and you can be amongst the conversation, the education, and ultimately the uplifting. That's what we're here for. We're here to support each other. We're here to be, our brother's keeper in this particular time. It's a lot that's being said. I've looked at some of the comments that have been on some of the other individuals' page who have contracted the virus, and it's a bit disheartening, but you know, it is what it is. Again, my name is Kendall Brinkley Brown. If you have any questions, concerns, if you'd like to, you know, call me, you need somebody to talk to, y'all, I'm here. I ain't got nothing to do but stay in the house for the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay? All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. I love you with the love of Jesus. And I'll see y'all later. All right, y'all be blessed.